Hey, welcome back. Today, we're jumping into something that I think affects almost everyone, getting a handle on your spending. But, and this is the key, we're going to do it in a way that feels empowering, not like you're punishing yourself. So let's figure out how to manage your money without feeling like you have to give up everything you love.
Okay, I really want you to take a second and let that sink in. If you've ever felt guilty or beaten yourself up for buying something you felt you shouldn't have, then this is for you. We're about to totally reframe this whole thing. This isn't about willpower or self-blame. It's about spotting the real patterns that are actually running the show.
So let's get right to the heart of it. Overspending, it's almost never a sign that you're just irresponsible. Way more often, it's a reaction to, well, life. The stresses and strains of just getting through the day. I mean, think about it. That little impulse buy after a really tough day at work, that's not a budget failure. That's your brain screaming for a little hit of comfort. It's an emotional response, plain and simple, not some logical mistake.
And here they are, the usual suspects. I'll be honest, for me, boredom is a huge one. An hour of just scrolling on my phone can somehow, magically, turn into a full online shopping cart if I'm not paying attention. Or what about when you're exhausted? How easy is it to just say, forget it, I'm ordering takeout? We even do it when we're celebrating. These feelings, these states of mind, are what's really driving a lot of our spending.
And this, right here, this is the absolute core of it. See, a decision is something you think about. It's a conscious choice. A response, that's just a knee-jerk reaction. So when your spending becomes this automatic thing you do when you feel a certain way, you've kind of lost the driver's seat. The whole key is to see it for what it is, so you can stop blaming yourself and finally start taking that control back.
So really, it all boils down to one word: awareness. Seriously, this is your new superpower. It's not about making these super complicated budgets or tracking every last dime. It's much simpler. It's just about learning to pause and ask yourself, why do I feel the urge to spend right now? That's it. That's the first and honestly the most important step towards making a real change.
Okay, so let's get into our first real strategy. And trust me, it's a fun one. Instead of trying to cut out all the fun spending, we're going to flip that completely. We are going to proactively budget for enjoyment. This is all about being intentional, spending with joy, and leaving the guilt behind.
And this slide just perfectly shows that huge mental shift we're talking about. Over on the left, you've got those random reactive impulse buys that just blow up your budget and make you feel bad later. But on the right, that's your planned fun allowance. It's a pot of money set aside just for your enjoyment. It's protected, it's planned, and you can spend it 100% guilt-free.
All right, next up is a tool that is so simple it's almost deceptive, but it is incredibly powerful. It's called the 24-hour rule, and its whole job is to just create a little bit of breathing room between that sudden impulse to buy and the action of buying. And that little pause, that's where all the magic happens.
And here's how easy it is to do. You see something you want, but it wasn't part of the plan. Instead of grabbing it right then and there, you just wait. One day. That's the whole rule. After those 24 hours are up, you just check in with yourself and ask if you still really want it. You'd be amazed how often that initial emotional urge just fades away, giving your logical brain a chance to actually chime in.
And the impact of that tiny little pause? It can be absolutely massive. I'm serious. Just think about all the little impulse buys you might make in a single month. By using this one simple rule, you could easily save thousands of dollars a year. That's a vacation. That's a big chunk of debt paid off, or just a huge boost to your savings.
Now, let's talk about tracking your spending, because for a lot of people, this is the part they absolutely dread. It feels like a chore, right? And trying to track every single day is a recipe for burnout. So we're going to take a much smarter, more sustainable approach.
The reason a weekly check-in works so much better is all about psychology. Tracking every day can feel like you're being graded on every single coffee you buy. It just becomes a form of punishment. A weekly review, though, feels helpful. It's like getting a bird's-eye view of your habits, which makes it way easier to see patterns and make little tweaks without all that daily stress.
And the best part? It takes 5 minutes. Once a week. That's it. You just need to ask yourself these 3 simple questions. First, what did I spend? That just gives you the raw data. Then, what surprised me? This is where you spot those emotional or totally unexpected purchases. And finally, what can be adjusted? That's your positive, forward-looking plan for the next week. No judgment allowed.
Okay, our final strategy is all about your environment. Look, sometimes willpower just isn't going to cut it. It's way more effective to manage the specific places, the apps, the situations that you know trigger you to overspend.
This is all about creating smart boundaries, not impossible restrictions.
So, do any of these look a little familiar? Maybe it's that late-night scroll through a food delivery app, or that one online store that sends you those emails you just can't resist. The first step is just recognizing your personal trigger zones. The goal isn't to ban them forever, but just to create a little bit of friction. Like unsubscribing from those marketing emails, or removing your saved credit card info.
And in the end, it all comes back to this one central idea. Every single thing we've talked about today is built on this foundation. Real control doesn't come from just telling yourself no over and over again until you break. It comes from being mindful of your habits and putting a few simple systems in place to help you reach your goals.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just think of one small boundary, one simple rule you can start today. Maybe it's deleting one app off your phone, or just committing to trying the 24-hour rule on your very next impulse. What's it going to be?
Hey, thanks so much for joining me today. I really hope these strategies help you feel more in command of your finances. Be sure to join us next time, where we are going to walk through a simple, step-by-step method that absolutely anyone can use to save their first $10,000. You are not going to want to miss that. I'll see you then.